The Cabin in the Woods, a tale of unspeakable horrors. Deep in the heart of the dense woods, there was a cabin. The cabin was old and rustic, made of dark wood that seemed to blend into the surrounding forest. It was said that the cabin had been there for centuries, and many strange things had occurred within its walls. The locals whispered tales of the cabin, stories of people who had gone inside and never returned, of eerie noises that could be heard coming from within the cabin, of shadows that moved on their own. Despite the warnings, there were still those brave enough to venture into the cabin's depths. One such person was a young woman named Rachel. Rachel was fascinated by all things dark and mysterious, and she had always been drawn to the cabin in the woods. One night, she decided to explore the cabin and find out what secrets it held. As she made her way through the forest towards the cabin, she felt a sense of unease creeping up on her. The trees seemed to grow thicker, and the shadows grew darker. When she finally arrived at the cabin, she found that its door was already unlocked, as if it were waiting for her to enter. Rachel cautiously stepped inside, her heart racing as she took in the eerie silence that filled the cabin. She felt as though she was being watched, and the hairs on the back of her neck stood on end. She explored the first floor of the cabin, finding nothing of particular interest. But as she made her way up to the second floor, she heard a strange noise coming from one of the rooms. It sounded like screams, but they were muffled and distant. Trembling, Rachel pushed open the door to the room. What she saw inside made her scream in terror. The room was filled with the bodies of the missing people, their faces twisted in agony. Rachel saw movement in the corner of her eye and quickly turned to look, but saw nothing. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind her, leaving her in complete darkness. Rachel could hear something moving towards her, its footsteps heavy and slow. She realized, in that moment, that she was not alone there. In a moment of sheer terror, Rachel tried to run, but her foot got caught in one of the loose floorboards, tripping her. The thing that was moving towards her was now just inches away. Rachel struggled to free herself, but it was too late. The thing was upon her, and she screamed as it dragged her back into the darkness, leaving no trace of her ever having existed. From that day on, the locals stayed far away from the cabin in the woods, fearing the unspeakable horrors that lurked within its walls. And despite the many tales that were told about it in hushed whispers, nobody dared to venture there again.